Hey guys, it's Tom here from Tom's Corner, coming at you today with a brand new episode of the Tom's Corner podcast. Now, before we begin, I want to clarify that tomorrow you're going to get a second episode talking about the new Halloween Ends. I've decided to do that because I wanted to basically do something special to celebrate Halloween. So, I hope you look forward to that. And if you enjoyed today's episode, then please like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new videos and new podcast episodes and new content. So thank you. And thank you, as always, for the support that you've shown the podcast so far. You know, it's been really great. And honestly, the feedback you've given me really does mean a lot. So thank you guys so much for that. It really does mean a lot. Thank you. And today we're going to talk about Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, sorry, I had to just double check there a second. Yes, we're talking about the original Nightmare on Elm Street. And why I think you should check it out. So if you haven't already. So obviously, for anyone who doesn't know, the premise is basically you have Nancy, who is essentially a teenager, and she's hanging out with her mates, and she's suffering from nightmares, and essentially through the nightmares that we find out about Freddy Krueger, who is a murderer and a very awful person. I'm not going to talk about the remake that came out because that was obviously, it made Freddy Krueger officially a worse person than he is, and so because I don't want to get into that, but so in the movie basically the parents deny that he exists. They don't want to acknowledge that it's Freddy Krueger. And then Nancy has a talk with her mum and finds out about Freddy Krueger, and they explain how he got off from going to jail because the judge basically law stuff happened and it didn't go well, and he got let off on a technicality, I believe it was. And basically, because of that, the families of the victims of Freddy Krueger took justice into their own hands and then went and basically locked him in I'm trying to remember what it was. Basically, they locked him inside a building and burned him alive, and essentially they thought that was it. He's dead. He came back as a murderer in your dreams. And I think that's what makes him so scary, because, you think going to sleep, you're meant to be safe, you're in your bed, you're all comfy and that, you're meant to just be safe in your dreams, you're meant to dream about, going on holiday or being on a nice walk with your family or running along the beach, seeing the sunset or something nice, not being blooming murdered by Freddy Krueger. And honestly, obviously, Freddy Krueger is played brilliantly by the amazing Robert Englund, who honestly, just round of applause to him, because he did an exceptional job. I'm sure anyone who has seen any of the movies or even just the trailers, I think, would agree. Robert Englund is an exceptionally talented actor, and I'm very glad that he took up the role of Freddy Krueger, because I just don't think anyone else could have done as good a job as him, if that makes sense. I'm not saying every other actor is awful and he's just the only good one. Obviously, there are a lot of very talented actors out there, but I just think because obviously, he's always been Freddy Krueger, it's a bit it would be, I think, obviously this is maybe not a great example, but I think it would be like trying to replace Arnold Schwarzenegger with someone else and say, oh, this is the Terminator now, I just don't think. I think, obviously, fans would have a bit of... No, but they wouldn't be, angry, oh, how dare you, blah, blah, blah. But, I think they would always think, Arnold will always be the Terminator, just like how Robert Englund will always be Freddy Krueger. That's what I mean. There's always going to be a lot of support for the original actor who played that role. I hope that makes sense. But honestly, the movies as a whole really good. The effects really, genuinely, for when it was filmed, are pretty great. Honestly, I can't fault them. The story itself You know, it's not just, oh, scary man, he killed loads of people, go, you know, like there is a decent story to it, and I mean, it must have been decent. They've made half a dozen more movies out of it, so you know, got to be doing something right there. But yeah, I won't go into all the different movies because why would I when I can make more videos from it? No, I'm joking. No, I just want to focus on the original for today. But yeah, you know, literally the cast and crew of the original Nightmare on Elm Street, I applaud you. I give you big credit and big thanks for making the movie. And I give credit literally just to everyone involved. And yeah, you know, the script writers, the camera crew, you know, the cinematographers, the editors, everyone who played a part in making it. So yeah, and honestly, what I would give it out of 10 is I would have to give it a solid, for me, I'd have to give it a 10 out of 10. I know that's kind of cliche to say, oh, it's 10, oh, amazing, wow. But I really did like it. I can't deny, like, I genuinely loved it so much. Like, it was, like, just the way that it was filmed and edited and everything was really good. And yeah, and the fact as well that, you know, it wasn't just, like I say, it wasn't just, you know, a cheaply made rubbish thing that people thought, oh, hang on, why is this in cinemas? This is rubbish, you know? This is clearly a great movie because of the fact that it not only, you know, caused a lot of other movies to be made, there was also the Freddy versus Jason crossover, and also the fact that Freddy Krueger and Nightmare on Elm Street have become a staple, really, in the horror industry. And I think horror, in a lot of ways, like, I think a lot of people know who Freddy Krueger is. Like, maybe I'm wrong there. You know, maybe you watching this don't know who he is and you're thinking, who's that? But, no, you know, I think a lot of people do know who he is, and or at least know the movies. Or maybe, you know, might know the poster. If they saw it, they might think, oh yeah, that movie. Yeah, I'm with you. So yeah, and just, honestly, it's just such a great movie. And just so much credit to, like I said, to everyone involved. And yeah, I apologize for any background noises you can hear. It's not by choice, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I don't think animals understand be quiet, I'm filming a YouTube video. But yeah, seriously though, like I say, you know, if you get a chance, please go and check out the movie. It's honestly a really great film. The director, obviously legendary director, great crew, you know, making it, the costume designers, the special effects, the makeup crew and everyone, the actors, everyone just did a great job. And so yeah. And yeah, I mean, that's sort of it really. I know I haven't really gone into it that much, I apologize for that, but seriously, it's just, with me, it's just like, whatever I talk about, right, whether it's a Halloween movie or Nightmare on Elm Street or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you know, Friday the 13th, Terrifier, whatever it might be, or Spinning Out, like I talked about last week. You know, these documentary, not, but this isn't a documentary. What am I on about? I mean, just because I made a horror documentary before for my college, which I was pretty chuffed about. But anyway, no, you know, these podcast episodes, they're meant to basically, if nothing else, give my rambly opinion on them, on whatever I'm talking about, and also maybe encourage you guys to check it out if you're interested and if you want to, you know, because obviously, no pressure. Please don't feel like you have to, you know. Just yeah, it's something to check out if you want to. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching today's episode of the podcast. If you've enjoyed it, then please let me know by leaving a like, maybe a comment, a share, subscribe, whatever you want to do. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm pretty chuffed with how this podcast episode's turned out, and like I said in the beginning of the video, you know, the support you guys have shown these episodes has been amazing. The fact, like I've said a few times in these episodes, that some of you actually wanted to be in an episode is still astounding to me, so thank you to those people. And just thank you guys for helping me get where I am, you know. The support that you've shown, not only the podcast, but also all my videos as a whole, is honestly just so amazing. And, you know, making a video and posting it and, you know, seeing you guys, you know, give it support and talking to you guys about it in person, it really does mean a lot, you know. And I think if I can make my friends happy and entertain them, then that's what I want to do, you know. That's why I started doing this. Well, that's part of the reason why I was also inspired by my good friend Yellow, and obviously, as you can tell by the name of this channel, Callum's Corner, because yeah, I mean, this channel is literally called Tom's Corner, so come on now, that's kind of a bit on the nose. But yeah, thanks guys so much for watching, and yeah, I hope to see you guys next time. Stay safe, have a good rest of your day, goodbye.